welcome back to Legacy Loading. This is episode 8, and we have two special guests.
8 people at the table almost.
Yeah, we got.
That's what it feels like right now.
Yeah, table's getting packed. It's getting a little too crowded for this table, but yeah, we have two special guests, Isaiah and Miranda, and Christian.
Yo.
Christian, the videographer, the shooter.
Christian, the last name videographer.
It's just Christian now. He's changed his Instagram profile like 17 times. It's just Christian now.
Just Christian. 3M.
Give the people a little introduction. Who doesn't know you?
Isaiah Miranda, 5'7", 160. Just influencer, entertainer, aspiring, fucking being the greatest thing I could fucking be.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I just film content, work hard, try to be fucking great, look good doing it. Trying to get a little leaner, especially around this guy. It's fucking live this guy for 3 days and you just want to get lean. I actually haven't seen you. Where have you been?
Bro, I get lost.
Getting
Getting leaner.
It's true. It's true. But,
and then Chris.
My name's Chris. Videographer, photographer, just creator in general of just like everything.
Yeah. How old are you guys?
23.
You're both.
I'm 21.
And we grew up together. We've known each other since what? Middle school? Yeah. So I was actually closer with his older brother. He's in my grade, so I'm 2 years older than him.
Oh, cool.
Damn,
yeah.
shots.
And then once we're still cool. but yeah, no, once I started the whole social media shit, I was like, he just started shooting for me. Actually, you know what it was? He would take pictures of me, but I remember one time specifically, I was in his room and I was trying to edit a YouTube video, like one of my first ones. It was trash. He was just like, "Yo, give it to me, let me do it." And then ever since then, we just started doing it.
Was he the first person you worked with like consistently?
Yeah, for sure.
Dang.
So we kind of started together from the beginning and then moved out to LA now and back to Houston. We're not in Houston, but just traveling everywhere.
I was gonna say, take it back to the very beginning. So you're both from Jersey, right? Did you go to school together?
Yeah. 2 years older. Football together, all that. Grew up together, kind of too. You
got into the fitness stuff from sports, right?
Sports. I was always into sports. Football, main thing. Football and track, main sports. Played football a little bit in college, whatever, blah, blah. And then I just loved working out. You know, I just love the funny. Earlier I was with Russ and everything. We were talking, and I've always loved the process of the working out rather than the actual sporting event itself. Like, yeah, Friday nights was cool, like the games, the track meets, but the actual process of working out and like with the team and just going through that's what I love the most. And I was doing it every day anyways. It was something that it was like I was in school and I was working out every day, blah, blah, blah. Hated school. And then I was like, if I'm gonna do this shit for free, why not try to make money or make a career out of it? And that's when I was like, decided to start posting. Instagram was the first thing that I started doing.
So you were in college and you decided to start filming content for like the idea of it being a career.
No, the thing is, like, when you first start social media, I mean, you guys probably know, like, I didn't have really any idea about it. Like, yeah, I just post, but I didn't really, like, you get so much better as you go. Like, when I first started thinking about the things I'd post and say, and like, just thinking about like the money you can make, it's like, I know so much more now than I did before.
I always say, like, I didn't create an IG to like make money or like inspire people. I just made it because like, you just make an IG.
And like, and you kind of see, like, when you're trying to do the influence, you kind of see like the bigger influencers at the time. I remember I was looking at like, Zach Perna was doing at the time, like
shout out Zach Perna.
Yeah, Simeon Panda, Mike Rashid, like the older guys. And then I was like, oh fuck it, let me just. And you see them sponsored by like, you know, it was Gymshark at the time, all that stuff. And then you're like, oh shit, let me get sponsored. They're obviously doing something right. So I just started posting. I remember my first post was at a Retro Fitness in East Windsor. Yeah, that's where it all started. Those are stomping grounds.
Dang.
But yeah, and then I was in and out of school, failing classes and shit. Hate school. Hated it. Not that I was bad at it. I just didn't like it. You know what I mean? I was an okay student. But yeah, just switching majors and stuff. And I'm like, what am I doing? I played football in college. And then football was cool, but the school part was ass. And then
went to Rutgers, right?
Rutgers, yeah. I walked down there.
Damn.
Just first semester.
It's a light flex.
Yeah, you know, life flex, yeah. Oh, shout out RU. But no, it's cool though. But
hated school, shout out. Shout out school.
But because that was one thing too. Like, I always said I love football, and I always said if I was going to play in college, it had to be at the highest level. It's because I got offered from like D3 schools, you know, some D2 schools. But
what position did you play?
I played corner.
Okay.
But I was like, if I'm doing college, I'm going to go all in. So I trained that whole summer for it. Won the tryout to walk on. It was a great experience. fucking walking around with all the bags and shit. Everyone's like, "Oh, what sport do you play?"
Varsity jacket.
I'm like, "Oh, this
Gymnastics.
This is football." Everyone thought I was a soccer player. I'm like, "Don't ever disrespect me." Again.
Whoa.
Everyone thought I was a soccer player.
Got a whole table full of
Are you
soccer
guys all
players.
soccer players?
Yeah.
All of you guys?
I was a professional soccer player.
Oh, were you? Ah, pussy. No, I'm just checking. No.
Soccer is the biggest sport in the world.
No, I love
Name
soccer.
one bigger.
No, I love soccer. But
No, I don't love it anymore. I don't love it.
You don't like it?
It's okay. No.
No, soccer,
crazy.
if football and soccer weren't in the same season, I would have played soccer.
Yeah. I felt in America, soccer is not big as in Europe.
Yeah.
Europe is, you know.
Yeah.
So you were friends with his brother during that time, like you're playing sports and all that. Like,
Yeah.
Were you guys cool?
The thing
Like,
is,
No, we were always cool. Yeah.
yeah.
because a lot of the times, like I was always hanging around like all like my older friends, which
Mhm.
is like him, my brother, and all the people that are pretty much still in our group. Like
Mhm.
I never liked hanging out with anybody in my grade,
Yeah.
just because
Yeah, I was the same way.
I was just, like I learned a lot more from them than I was learning from
Mhm.
anybody
And were you
else.
already, like videography and stuff like that in the beginning in
No,
college or?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
actually,
how did that happen?
when we started, that was my first time picking up a
No
camera.
way.
so
Yeah.
you were the first edit that you did was for him.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You picked up his camera to film him?
No, I picked up my mom's. It was like a 2014 like Canon Rebel something. I don't know.
Sheesh.
G3i, baby.
Yeah, I picked up like an old ass
T6. I
camera.
had a T6.
And like
That's crazy.
I thought like I was like so good. Like, like we go back and watch our videos now and they're just like hilarious.
Oh, dude, I cringe when I watch
so
those.
funny.
You need to
Oh my
start-
God.
you need to
I've
start
never
from
seen
there.
someone to use more motivational music for a food edit. Every single thing was motivational. I'm like, we're like dying laughing because it was like a montage of a plane with the most motivational song in the background. I was like, what are you thinking? But
That shit was
but,
fire,
That's
bro.
great.
Yeah, so I ended up doing that. I picked up that camera and then like I didn't even tell my mom. I just kind of sold it. I sold it.
No way.
And then
You
he
sold your mom's camera?
Yeah, and then he sold his like I don't know what it
I had
was.
a small camera.
And we bought M50, Canon M50.
that was our first like.
That was my first also.
That was our first like nice camera. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
50.
yeah.
Remember, it was like $600. Like,
Yeah,
split
yeah.
this, you know.
It's still good camera though.
No, it's not bad.
Even
No,
today,
I think
yeah.
we still use it sometimes.
It's definitely a good vlog camera, but as we kept going and I was just like I kind of like want to get better at this. Like at that time, that's when kind of like COVID hit. And we were all getting those like stimulus checks, and I spent all my stimulus money on like
Shout out Stimmies, bro.
Shout out unemployment.
I literally spent all my stimulus money. It was like well over $10,000 worth of money on like
Fuck it. I love that.
cameras, lenses, like shit like that,
Yeah.
and just
Investment, bro.
Yeah.
trying to learn. Like,
Hell yeah.
and then as we kept going, like as we came out here, like I ended up just meeting a whole bunch of people, like learning more and more as I kind of went. And like most of my growth came from being in LA because I was around more people
Yeah.
that were doing what I was doing.
So in Jersey, like early on, what was like who you collabing with in Jersey? Nobody. It was just
No, I mean it was
you?
just us just filming. I
Yeah.
guess our first collab in Jersey was with Jesse.
that was your, like first like big collab.
Yeah, collab.
Oh,
but
wow.
the
How long
thing
was
is,
that?
I was bigger than he was on Instagram.
yeah, at the time.
He at the time, I remember Chris is
Mm-hmm.
showing me. He think he had like what 50K subscribers or something.
Yeah, something like
He was like, "Oh, could I showed Chris?" I was like, "Oh, like this kid hit me up, whatever." He's, "Oh, you should
Yeah.
collab with him." At that point, he was doing a lot of like 10,000 calorie challenges and shit.
Yeah.
And it's funny though, like I said, like you learn more as you do social media.
Mhm.
I remember at the time, I think I had a lot more followers than he did on Instagram, and I was
No,
kind
you
of
did.
like,
I was
yeah.
there. I was there that day.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of.
I took a photo with you, bro.
yeah.
Wait, where?
No,
At Iron.
Pop that on the
Oh
screen.
no!
Pop
That
it
was
on the
before
screen.
that. This is way before that.
No, but that was the day I remember because I saw you in the bathroom. We were talking, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm going to LA. I'm leaving."
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you don't remember this, obviously.
No, that must have been when I was already in LA and I came to visit.
Yeah.
I'm talking about before we moved to LA.
Oh,
Me and
shit.
Jesse collabed.
This was
Oh, really?
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
2019?
It was in the
Yeah.
it was the summer. It was summer of 2020.
Summer
Yeah, yeah.
2020.
And I remember I had more followers than him. I kind of looked and I was like, whatever.
Mhm.
But
Like I don't
kinda
really know
pushed
who
you
he
to do
is.
that
Did
one.
you guys? But you ran anyways.
Yeah, we did. It was cool.
Because
did.
like I had seen him on YouTube and he was growing a lot, and at that time we hadn't really done YouTube.
I didn't know
like,
anything about
we
you.
were kind of just starting, and I was like, "Yo, like collab with this kid." And he was like, "Oh, like he hit me up." I was like, "Do it." Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like at the point at that time I didn't know about like YouTube and like monetize. I didn't like if I knew what I knew now, I would have put all my money in YouTube at the time.
Yeah.
Like when I first
Yes.
started.
So what kind of content were you doing? And were you
Mostly
were you,
Instagram. Like
so
I was
you were filming the Instagram stuff?
yeah.
So
Interesting.
I was pretty much taking all the pictures, like film, like because at that time, like that was like COVID.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot of like at home workouts, which was like what a lot of people wanted.
That's what Jesse was doing too.
That's
Yeah.
what a lot of like what
Right.
a lot of people wanted. I think that's like a big thing that helped him is like
Absolutely.
people wanted that at that time because they had nothing else to do.
Yeah. And at that time too, I was lean as balls. Like my pictures were hitting Explorer. Like I was blowing. Like I hit.
Yeah.
It took me like a year and a half to hit 10K or like 2 years to hit 10K. But once I hit 10K, like I hit 100K super
What
fast.
was the thing? Like, what was the thing that was like, wow, I'm blowing up?
Video. When was that in relation to your
that
career
was
path?
in LA.
That was way later.
Yeah, it was way later.
What was the initial like? Holy shit! I think I'm like blowing up.
I was at Lifetime Fitness and only had like 4K subscribers, 4K followers on Instagram at the time. And I remember the story. It was me just doing Ben of Rose, but it had like 20K views, like story views. And I was like, oh shit, I've never seen that before. And once that happened, then I was getting like 1,000 followers a day for months, and then
That's
even like 2,000 followers a day. That was like my highest, like growing. But at that point, like Instagram wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't sponsored by anyone. You know, you don't monetize Instagram. So like I said, I didn't know anything about. Like I would have done YouTube. We weren't taking YouTube that serious.
Were you posting every day?
Every
like
day.
You saw that traction. Like, okay, every single day we're posting a video.
I went a year and a half, 2 years, I think, posting every single day. Like I didn't miss one day. That was my biggest
That's
thing.
the key, bro. I tell everybody.
People don't know about consistency.
Same thing with your YouTube.
Yeah.
When you did start YouTube, I remember we were talking about it here. We were saying like, Isaiah, you started YouTube and then you just kept posting frequently, and that's what got traction.
Because I realized the consistency is the key, and I told them, I was like, yo, let's just go every other day for however long we did it for, and it was a lot.
That was probably the lowest point of my life. I want to put that out there.
After how long it started, like really you see the progress and everything?
Like
when you started every 2 days.
Almost right away. Because people almost right away for YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean people get used to it and they're like, oh shit.
And you already had like big following on IG, so
on IG
kind of helped.
and TikTok a little bit. But it's stressful. YouTube's hard. People don't
I was gonna say, Christian, how are you handling that workload like right away? Like,
like
and
there's like so many days where like I would stay up the whole day. Stay up the whole day, stay up the whole night because we would film that day, edit that night, drop the next day at like 12 p.m. I would sleep from like 6 to like 10 because we had to go to the gym and then film again. And then it was just like that. Like
and that's why it paid off.
And
that's what.
I was gonna say it sucks, but like even when me and Mark were doing 3 videos a week, like dude, it was hard.
Bro, it was pain.
But we got to 50K and like we jumped to 50K.
No, if you want to do it, it definitely pays off. But the thing is, everyone knows that. They just don't want to do it.
They don't want to put the work in.
No, it's true. Like,
it's easy. Everyone
you can say it every single podcast. You can say it's consistency, it's grind, it's this.
Yeah.
And like that's it. There's no secret.
There's no secret. Nothing pisses me off more than like you get it all the time. I mean. Oh, yo, what's the secret? Like, how do you do it? How do you do it? You know the answer.
There's
fucking work hard,
answer.
be consistent. You know, you keep doing it. But I know he was stressed doing that. But thing is, like, he was up editing stuff, but I was always stressed, like, coming up with like the ideas and stuff, and like I didn't know what the fuck to do. Like, it was just like you start running out of stuff. Imagine posting every other day on YouTube and then still doing like TikToks every single day.
Yeah.
And
so is that
Instagram and all that?
Is that when you were like, we gotta go to LA, or were you offered?
That was in LA.
Oh shit!
Yeah. We
So
started doing every other day out in LA.
Yeah, so let's go track back to how did that come about? The whole LA.
Oh yeah,
thing?
So I was blown up on Instagram. I think I probably had like 100K subscribers. I keep saying subscribers, followers.
Well over
100K. Yeah. And then at this time, like I said, we had no sponsorships. We weren't monetizing YouTube. I was working.
HP,
huh?
HP.
Oh, but I got HP once I hit like 75K or something like that. But I was working. I was working at the front desk at a gym, opening at like 4 a.m. I was working at a pizzeria, and my parents still thought I was in school at this time. They thought I was doing all that and in school because it was online. It was COVID. Oh yeah. So I was like, I was like, I'm doing my work online.
So you like low key dropped out and did their parents?
Oh no, I was lying to them for like a year that I dropped out because I was in school. I was in school. During the spring semester, but I kind of like was failing and like I kind of just stopped going. I just dropped out like I stopped going midway. Yeah, didn't tell them, and then I never even enrolled in this because I paid everything myself. I did everything by myself. So then I enrolled in the spring. I didn't enroll, and I'm working these 2 jobs. They still think I'm doing it, and I'm like, but in my head I'm like, you guys have to know I'm not in school. When did they think I had the time? I was literally because I was doing social media, trying to do social media full time, working 2 jobs and in school. I was like, they were living like an ignorant bliss. Like they wanted to believe I was in school.
What was your first social media like paycheck? Whether it was a sponsorship or whether it was a brand deal, like what was the first time you actually made $1 doing social media?
When I signed with EHP, my first supplement company.
When was that in relation to all this?
That summer of 2020.
Okay,
that was before LA.
Before LA,
and this was when you were grinding. You were out of school at the time.
Yeah, I was just working.
So that was a big pickup then.
Yeah, but it wasn't like I was just on the commission. Yeah, like, it wasn't like I had a base salary or anything like that. But yeah, we were just doing that, just lying. And then I eventually told my parents. And then, like I said, getting the Rawgear thing, coming out to LA, I remember Brad actually DM'd me Well, his account, it wasn't him, it was his assistant. But because at that time I had my own merch, I was selling my merch, so I sent him merch. I sent it to the gym, and I sent it to a bunch of other influencers, and he responded like months later. Really, I remember waking up at 2 a.m. and seeing a DM from him, because I used to comment and message the bigger influencers all the time, just like, hey, love what you do, we should collab, blah, blah. I would reach out to anyone. I would send out 100 messages a day. Then he sent me a DM of his assistant Steve, which was my roommate, a picture of him wearing my merch, and was like, yo, do you want to work with my company? He was like, ha, I got your merch. Do you want to work with my company? And I was like, oh shit. So then I remember the next morning I responded. I was like, ha. I was like, yeah, I'm actually gonna. I was like, yeah. I was like, I just lied. I was like, yo, I'm actually gonna be in LA next week. So we can just talk in person.
I love that move.
Meanwhile, you guys were just like, fuck it, we're sending it to LA.
No, yeah, I booked the flight the next day.
Oh, I love that.
We booked the flight next day, and I think I might have paid for your flight, or just because I know you didn't have money at the time.
No, I paid for it.
Did you? No, I don't know. No, I know because I remember in Chicago. It was Chicago. I paid for your flight.
You paid for Chicago.
Yeah. I knew I paid for something, but it's like because he didn't have the money at the time. But I wanted him to come get content. And stuff.
100%. I love that. I love that.
That's dope.
So we went with our other friend Jason. We just came out, talked to him. We came for a 4-day trip. We had a photo shoot Saturday, and we were just saying how we want to stay out here, come out here, and move. We're itching to leave Jersey. I was just itching to leave. So as soon as I saw that message,
and LA was popping at the time.
And as soon as I saw that message, and I remember that Khan was like, "Yo, let me just go to LA." And then I remember also DMing Tristan Lee, and he responded like one time, like, "Yeah, let's definitely work out together." So that was another thing that I was like, "Oh shit," that's another reason to go. He was in LA at the time, and then I remember my merch was based in LA. So I'm like, "Fuck it, let me just make a trip out of it, go see what happens." Had a 4-day trip. Saturday we had a photo shoot, and then they were just like, "Oh, if you need a place to stay, just come stay with us until you find a place." So we're like, "Fuck it, yeah." We called our parents that night, canceled our flight instead, and they were pissed. It was the week before Thanksgiving.
Holy shit!
It was the week before Thanksgiving. They're like, "Oh my god, you fucking planned it?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, I would have brought more than a bag. Yeah. So then we moved into Brad's house. It was supposed to be like 2 weeks. We shared a room. And then we were looking for a place at the time, but then eventually he was just like, if you're gonna live out here, just stay in the room, leave the room. You guys should just stay here. And we're like, fuck it, yeah. And then we shared a room for like a year.
So that was a 4-day trip that turned into a year.
Yeah. Well, we went back for Christmas like 2 months later for like a trip to get more clothes and stuff. But yeah.
Damn.
That's crazy.
And how was that experience? Whole year living together and everything.
It was good it was good at first. But we worked together.
Yeah.
We worked together and we lived together. We saw each other every day. I only had my car, so we were with each other 24/7.
Yeah.
So obviously you're gonna eventually, butt heads.
You had your car, you drove?
No. We got it shipped out. But once we got it shipped out, we just got mine shipped out at first.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. Not having a car is terrible. I remember before we had a car, we were fucking walking to the grocery stores, coming back like 2 miles with all our groceries.
Damn.
But we got stressed. We definitely butt heads every once in a while. But we're also like, you're always gonna fight with your best friends.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It is really hard.
Yeah.
But also in the end of the day, it's much easier to work because you're all the time together.
That's true. It was definitely convenient, for sure.
Yeah.
And then ever since I've been out there, but it wasn't no means we're like we go.
You took a chance. You took a chance.
Yeah, but even when we were out there, it was like we were taking chances. Like I didn't have that much money. He didn't have enough money.
There's one point where I think my account got to like $50.
Yeah.
And I was like this close to just being like, yo, mom, like buy me a ticket home.
You were in LA?
Yeah.
And
because my first few months there, I hated it there.
Really?
I didn't like it at all.
Why?
Because
people, place?
Not so much like place, but like I'm very introverted where I don't like talking to a lot of people. I don't like being around a lot of people.
Like
that's kind of like something
I'm like that.
I'm like that.
I'm like slowly getting better at it, but it's just not something I'm really
and
good at.
Zoo's not the gym for introverts at all.
Especially at the time it was popping.
But so there is that, and also like I'm very big into like family, so being away from my family for that long was very stressful. And on top of
mama's boy, I love his mom though. I love his mom.
I love my mom
But
too.
he's a mama's boy.
Shout out mom.
Yeah, I love my mom, but
Yeah, but and like what was stressing me out the most was I felt like I was doing a lot of work, but nothing was coming from it. So it was so unmotivating, and like I was like, how am I working pretty much every day and I have $50 in my account?
Were you working with anybody else or doing any side gigs? Or
no,
was
it's pretty much just doing him. And then
he would try to shoot with like other like TikTokers there, but they weren't paying him because he was getting his name out there.
Yeah.
I was pretty much
which you have to do.
Yeah.
I was pretty much just starting, and like eventually it came to like I started helping out with Zoo. So I started doing all their pictures, running their accounts. And then
that's a big deal. I mean, that's a big deal right there, right? Like you said that casually, and that's casual to you.
That was like the first sense of money that I actually made. Except before that, I had been working for a barbershop. And I was making
out in LA.
I was making like $1,000 like a month and like getting 2 free haircuts. So that was kind of lit.
Yeah. Shout out free haircuts.
That sounds dope.
Yeah. and we were doing like YouTube at the time, and we split at that time. We split like whatever we made on YouTube 50-50. But I knew he didn't have enough money, and I didn't really at that time. I didn't have enough money to really pay him, so he would just take all of what we made off YouTube for however long until we made a certain amount. I think until we made like 4K or something. Then we started splitting even.
That's honestly crazy to hear. It's like.
Yo, when I tell you we were living
you're just like, you're protein, like, fuck it. Like, we
protein oatmeal and deli sliced turkey every single day.
Were you paying Brad to stay there?
No, we paid rent. We paid rent and utilities.
Was it significant?
No, I mean, the rent was fine. Well, 15 for where we lived, Woodland Hills, in the room, the house, 1,500 is not bad. We split 750.
Oh,
but utilities though, utilities is like crazy there.
Yeah, but definitely, and it was definitely good for where we were at. Yeah. But for what we were making, it was just like it was just like losses.
That's what people don't understand. Like from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, they're living at Brad's house. They're fucking lit. They're making YouTube videos. I mean, people
paid,
like even when I was out here, like I was shooting like pictures of Sush and James, but like I wasn't making shit from that. I was just trying to get my name out there. I was Ubering home for $25. Like I was losing money doing that. But that's what you gotta do.
And the thing is too, when we first moved in, we thought it was like, when we said it was 1,500, we're like, like we talked about it, like, we can afford it. Let's just do it. You don't get a chance like this, whatever. And then I remember like 2 months in, Steve was like, yo, you guys have to give utilities. And we're like, huh? We were like, oh, wait, what do you mean? You never told us about utilities. You just said 1,500.
I mean, how much was utilities? Like,
I remember at the time it was like 500 each though. It was like each. Oh, wow. And I remember telling him, I was like, yo, bro, like, we'll move out.
I'm pretty sure that's not how utilities work, bro. They were playing you. It wasn't a grand for utilities per month.
Trust me when I say it's been more than that.
Bro.
But I remember like, first couple months, they let us slide into, or we just paid one of the utilities. It was crazy. We couldn't afford it. I remember telling them like, yo, we'll move out. Like we can't afford the utilities.
But all this time too, you were shooting stuff for Rawgear. Were you modeling with Rawgear? Like,
so I got signed as an athlete. So the what made me stay out there is because I ended up signing with them. And then he was like, hey, if you need a place to stay, just come move in. And honestly, I think we were probably like some of the first people to like, I think move to LA and to like do like the influencer thing.
I definitely think you guys like started that whole like
because then everyone started going. Like I remember Jesse went, Anthony went. People started moving places. I think we were the first ones to do it actually.
I think Jesse definitely did go to LA first.
No, he did, but he didn't stay. He went for like a week trip or something. And then I think we kind of started that wave. But
no, 100%. It's super similar to out here. I think LA at that time, like it was a place to go, and everyone's there, everyone's connecting and growing together and networking. And it's kind of the same thing that's going on now out here. Like,
and it's funny how like every single person that we had so far that is like bigger on social media right now, all of us basically, whoever came here or moved somewhere started like from something that is like so like negative. You know, like you're like struggling with everything, and then all of a sudden what people think like because they only see like that part when you're like for example now 300K or something. They don't see that when you were like with $50 in a
they didn't see you eating ham slices and working at the barbershop.
Bro, at Thanksgiving, I remember we were by ourselves because Brad went to his family, Steve went to his family, Mike was with his. We were living with like 4 people. 4 other people. Mike, Bro Science was there too, but he was with his family, whatever. And I remember it was just me and him, and we were literally eating deli sliced turkey on Thanksgiving. Like we didn't have an actual turkey to carve. It was just out the. But thing is, I love deli sliced turkey, so we were kind of just like, fuck it. We were like,
too late. I don't know. It's like charcuterie.
Lean protein.
But I remember, it was definitely it was fun.
It's just so cool because no one would think that. Like I wouldn't think that either. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they're at Brad's house. They're fucking chilling. They made it. Like,
that's what and I remember like
it's definitely a grind.
But then and when we were there too, like my content is like so much different from when I first got there. I was like working out every single fucking day, like 2 times. I was at the gym all day long, just filming workouts, trying to be a real like fitness. Only fitness influencer. My content now is so much different. Like I'm trying to get into acting. I do a bunch of skits now.
Do you think that brought you up? That kind of different.
It differentiated me for sure because if I'm gonna be honest, like all these fitness influencers out here, not that they're not good at what they do and they look great and whatever. I think there's a ceiling eventually that they're gonna hit.
Yeah, fitness is
because it's so niche. A lot of these guys don't have like actual personality or just like something that separates them. I have a decent physique. I work out, whatever, blah blah. But I have a comedic side and something different side of me that's gonna separate myself. Yeah. Which honestly I love doing it way more.
Yeah.
Like acting and shit. The more I do it, like I produce my own stuff. I have a manager now. I do auditions every now and then.
I was gonna say, how the whole like skit start? Like whose idea was that?
I don't know, because I remember we just would shoot off his nice camera, like these random TikToks, like once every like month we would do it. And I remember they were kind of like skits, I guess. Yeah. And I remember he would hate it too because I would like it. Because he would hate it because I would call him, yo, let's shoot a high quality skit today. And I remember specifically he would hate when I said that. I was like, wait, what do you mean? Why are you mad? But
because it means you got to edit that shit.
Because he was editing my skits too.
Yeah.
But then they started working, and I started people started knowing, like the more I did it, because I do like one a day now. I've been doing it for like a year now. And now, like when people come up to me, it used to be, oh, yo, I love like, your physique is crazy. I want to look like you. Yeah, I still get that every now and then. Yeah. But now when people like come up to me, they're like, yo, I love your skits. I love your TikToks.
That's awesome.
I love your blah blah blah.
Because you're passionate about it.
I love it. Yeah.
Like, that probably feels so good hearing that.
Because there's no doubt in my mind, like I said, like these people have a ceiling, right? Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that like I'm gonna be like one of the biggest entertainers in the world, and that's like I want to be like the Mark Wahlberg, the Kevin Hart's. I want to have my own movies, shows, businesses, podcasts, and stuff like that. So it's like I'm so set on what I want, and that's what I think is gonna separate me to what I'm trying to get.
Absolutely. No, we definitely feel that when you get that compliment about your skits, like as soon as you started getting that, I'm sure that felt really good because again, like you said, getting a compliment on your physique, that's one thing, but like that's at this point it's a dime a dozen. But like something when Joe and Dorian and I get compliments about the podcast, that means so much more.
It's way better.
So cool. Because like that's long form content. It's more a passion project. It's not just like, oh, yo, you look sick.
Yeah, because people see like a nice physique. A lot of these influencers, I'm not trying to talk shit about any influencer, but a lot of these people, the fitness industry, you post a nice picture and that it's there. That's it. It stops there. They don't know anything about you. They don't know your comedic side. They don't know that you actually have a personality or anything.
That's why YouTube and podcasts are so important.
That's why it's better. Yeah.
Dorian's a perfect example. Like Dorian has a crazy physique. He's known for his physique, but he also has fucking endless YouTube videos of his personality.
Yeah, which is great.
People. You always say like you love
that's
when
what we
people
talk about. Posting pictures. That's for me. Just like every single day, post a picture. It's normal. Like that's my physique. I'm probably gonna stay like that.
Like you love getting noticed.
But when someone approaches me and say, "Oh, I watch your video. It's freaking epic" or something like that, well, then I'm like the happiest.
No, because I realized too, like in terms of like people liking you and stuff like that, it's like they like you so much more, and I get so much better feedback when I started doing YouTube videos, like more vlogs and stuff like that, because they actually see the real you.
Exactly. I feel like they know you.
Exactly.
And you can't fake it for a long time.
Especially when you respond to comments and stuff like that. I'm super interactive. That was my biggest thing. I always make sure I respond to all my comments, DMs, and stuff like that. Because it literally feels like they're part of you, and it's cool. It's cool to see.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, do you feel like you're gonna transition completely away from fitness at some point?
See that's the thing. Like before, the reason I started fitness is because I was doing it for free, and it was something I'm gonna do for the rest of my life every single day because I love it. So fitness is always gonna be my background and like
it's part of your life.
Yeah, it's part of me. So I'm always gonna Kevin Hart. he does all this stuff, but everyone knows he's really into fitness. Mark Wahlberg, everyone knows he does all this stuff. He still into fitness. So I'm always gonna do it. Just because I love doing it. I preach being healthy and looking good. And but that's not what I want. I want to be known for everything. I want to be the biggest entertainer. Yeah,
that's what I like the most. Like still like doing what you do right now, but still from time to time like shoot some full day of eating or something. That people like come back to. For example, I'm watching Jesse all the time, and like I would like to see right now at this point, like again back to the like his old videos.
Yeah, the old school videos.
Like I want like full day of eating or just something vlog normal, for example, just to mix it around a little bit.
Yeah, people like it, And seeing other people like Jesse, seeing you do videos, like it's also motivate. Jesse's one of the main reasons I started going so hard too, because he's good at YouTube. He's very good at what he does. The way I am, I'm good at my TikToks and skits. Like he's very good at YouTube videos. And it's something like I'm such a competitive person that I remember telling him, I'm like, I love it, and I like Jesse. Like I love his work ethic. He's cool. We're boys, but I'm also someone that like I see that I'm like, wait, I don't like that he's better than me. You know what I mean? Like if he could do it, I could do it. So that's what made me go even harder.
Yeah, why not me?
Exactly.
Why not me? Yeah.
And I tell him all the time, like, you motivated me to go every other day on YouTube. And I'm nowhere near his YouTube right now, but I strive to do that and be better than that.
But there is literally that. If someone else can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. That's a good mindset. It's not that's not like a bad mindset.
Even like you guys, like you guys have your podcast and stuff, and it's like when we eventually have our podcast, like and you guys are very good at your podcast. I've watched your episodes and they're good, but it's like. Well, like, why can't we do that?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Exactly.
We're the same way. Like, why not? Why don't we have a podcast?
Because everyone can win too, and you just motivate, and you just push each other.
Oh yeah, bro.
That's the thing. There is enough there's enough room for everybody to like, we talk about it right now. Everyone right now wants to get into podcasting, and I would never tell any of them not to do it because there's too many or there's this and there's that. Everyone
is
their
say
own.
that.
There's everyone's their own personality. Everyone has their own spin. Everyone has their own direction. So everyone that I see who wants to start it, I'm like, hell yeah, do that shit.
Yeah.
100%. And when you guys start yours, like you're going to be in your own lane entirely, and you're going to have your own guests, you're going to have your own spin, and it's going to be great.
Yeah. It's like, that's like telling someone not to work out. Everyone works out. Oh, you can't work out. It's stupid.
Well, people just have that scarcity mindset. Like there's already too much of it. Like, dude, like people would have said, oh, it's too late to move to LA when you know, when there was stuff going on. No, it's not. Of course it's not.
No, it's not. You know, it gives people an excuse. It gives them an out to be like, oh, no, I'm not going to do it.
That's probably,
people are lazy. People are lazy.
It's probably a really big thing.
My biggest 3 things, and like I said before, is that anyone needs to do to be successful: work your ass off, know the right people, and not be a scumbag, or just be a genuine person.
Yeah.
You do those 3 things, and you know you do whatever the fuck you want in this world. Yeah. Because you could work your ass off, know the right people, but if you're an asshole, it doesn't matter how good you are, no one's gonna want to work with you. You know what I mean? Later, yeah. It only take to a certain point, and then someone's like, I don't want to work with that guy.
Yeah. LA has that reputation of being fake, that facade, that plastic. If you want to give a quick shout out to someone that you met in LA that completely is the opposite of that, someone is super genuine, super humble, super down to earth.
Shout out my boys Jacob and Sylvie.
Yeah. Jacob and Sylvie, they're
two of my boys that I actually met down there. They both work for Rawgear right now, and they were just 2 people that me and Jacob were both very introverted. We're both very quiet. So when he actually first started working for Rawgear, he even told me, he was like, yeah, I didn't like you. I was just like, why? He was like, I don't know, I just didn't like you. And I was just like, all right. Fuck. But me and Jacob really connected off of our just our genuine conversations. Not about work, not about what we're trying to get. It's just stuff that we had both gone through, and we're just like, oh shit, we can actually have a genuine conversation.
And Jacob is Brad's videographer, for those who don't know, right?
Jacob is Brad's videographer. And Sylvie, who now runs Rawgear, he is Jacob's old hometown friend. But I also met him, and me and him also got really close, and we all ended up moving in together.
And you all connect, obviously, because you all do content creation and all that.
And they're 2 people who I've learned, Jacob especially, I've learned so much from him as far as video. And I personally think that he's probably top 2.
No, his work's amazing.
Top 2, if not 1 right now.
You watch his stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I follow Jacob.
It's really
just so cool how the reason why you connect so well is because you have a similar passion, right? Yeah. And you live together now. So now it's just nonstop. You guys are always gonna be connecting, growing, talking about videos, what can we do better? Can you teach me this?
Yeah, and it's not even mostly that. It's just genuinely we all really get along. Besides our passions, and you put me around a certain group of people, and I'll probably be really quiet. Yeah, but you put us 3 around each other, and we just act like dickheads. Oh, and it's just the funnest thing ever.
That's the best thing ever, bro. Yeah. And dude, we were strangers 8 months ago, right? 8 months ago, strangers.
We were living together as strangers, bro. Yeah. We were friends. But we didn't. I didn't know the guy. He slept on my couch for a week. Yeah. And we didn't really know him.
Couldn't even say his last name.
He's a cool guy at the gym. Yeah, sleeping on a couch for a week. It wasn't even my couch, bro.
Dude, the best Pro Shops hat.
Shout out, Fred.
Shout out, Freddie.
Shit changes fast. Shit changes like that.
Really fast.
But when you have that gut feeling, and you have, you could feel it. When you believe in yourself and you feel it, you just do it.
I know exactly what you said. I already know things. I just wait for those moments. I don't know what is gonna happen tomorrow or in a year, but I know.
Yeah, exactly. Really exactly. I know, like I said before, I know I'm going to be one of the biggest entertainers in the world. But when I first moved to LA,
you're going to manifest that.
Yeah,
100%.
Exactly. And when I first moved to LA, it definitely wasn't, sunshine and rainbows, but I had a feeling that this is I need to do this, and that's what we did.
Yeah. But if you really think about the timeline of these things, you had you had to eat shit for a few months, but the harder part was making the decision to leave home. So sometimes the hard part is making the decision to commit. And then in the grand scheme of things, when you're 20 years into your career, you're not really gonna be thinking, oh, how hard were those 3 months for a little bit there, right? You're gonna be thinking about, man, the reason why it happened is because I left. I went after that.
Pulling the trigger is the hard part. The first step is the hardest step.
The hardest part is starting.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
Personally, I don't think it was really that hard for us to leave, just because it wasn't us going by ourselves. It was us going
together.
Together.
100%.
Which definitely helped.
100%.
It helped a tremendous amount, but just to see where we started versus where we are now. He was working at a gym, so was I. I was working at a cafe in a gym, and for a year and a half before we even came out here and moved into Brad's house. Like, imagine, like, because I did this, for the year and a half before we went out, I was sleeping in my living room on like a mattress on the floor, just because like we had like a 3-bedroom apartment, but it was me, my brother, my 2 sisters, and my mom. So my mom got her own room, my sister got her own room, and me and my other sister were in the living room, and my brother was in his room.
Yeah.
So to go from like to sleep, like, and I tell people this, I was like, yeah, like I slept on the mattress in my living room. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but I started thinking about it. I was like, I went from sleeping on a mattress in my living room, not really having any money. Like, I was working, but like not really, to going
just getting by like paycheck, right?
Yeah, and then pretty much going to LA with like my best friend, and then living in a mansion, and now being in Houston. And like a big ass house with like people who are doing exactly what we're doing.
You're preaching to the choir right now. Like that's so awesome hearing you say that, because we're all going through it. Like we've been through it. You know.
Here's the other thing that people might not even realize right now. Like right now, y'all are sleeping on a pullout. Y'all are sleeping on a recliner. Y'all like when they do these trips, like they're not booking the 4 seasons. They're sleeping on someone's floor.
Yeah, literally on the recliner. It's like the most old man grandpa recliner. But it's so
comfy.
comfortable though.
But see, like even when you are there and you whatever made it, bro, like you're
still grinding. You're still like doing on the come up. But even though like
and
like,
coming here is like it's like a little refresh, because like LA was getting stale a little bit. Like we've been there for a year and a half. You know, you just need to change every once in a while, like kind of like a reset. And we've been here for 3 days, and it's been so much fucking fun. And we filmed so much. And the difference that I like about here right now, it's just coming. What I've noticed is that like, I mean, you were talking about it earlier. It's we came out here, we filmed, we collabed with people, but after the cameras are off, you know, we're still, you know, hanging out, talking afterwards, you know, just chilling,
just kicking it.
Which in like LA, a lot of times it's like, you know, you film a video, okay, I'll see you in 6 months when we film the next one. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, which isn't a bad thing. You know, it is what it is. You know, people are busy. They have their own, they're worried about their own content, they're doing stuff. But like over here, it's more like actual relationships.
Yeah. Like
everyone's hanging out here. Yeah.
That's our big thing out here. Like when you come into town, like we want to make you feel like you're our friend. Like we're not here for a collab.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like no, we're hanging out. We're friends. We're gonna take you out. We're gonna eat together. We're gonna, and that's just the way it is.
We're gonna introduce you to ours. Like
we're gonna all connect and like
get drunk, go shot for shot.
And then when you guys go back to
go shot for shot, and then not take shots with me.
I woke up fully clothed with my shoes on, so I definitely went shot for shot.
No, we actually drink a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm a shots guy. You know that?
Yeah, you didn't know. Watch Isaiah's video and he'll tell you he's a shots guy.
Yeah, I literally said like 1,000 times. No, but it's been fun though. Like it's been a lot of fun, and I was telling you guys, I want to start coming out here like more often, more frequently.
Like
I just want to travel in general.
Yeah, like when you guys leave, like I'm not gonna be like, all right, that was fun. Like no, we stay connected.
Not only that, when we're going out to LA, we're gonna hit you up and be like, hey, 100%. We're about to pull up.
Yeah, Chris got his own spot now. We got our own spot.
Yeah, we're lit. You guys can sleep on my very uncomfortable couch.
You gotta get a chair like that.
Yo, my couch is not. We'll bring our matches.
It's not.
It's not comfortable at all.
That's great.
Where else are you planning on traveling in this sort of near future? Because you guys,
in 2 weeks. So
next week we're going to Jersey.
Well, we're going to LA tomorrow for a couple days. We got to do some stuff out there. Quick plug to our podcast, starting podcast. But
they're starting a podcast too. They got a sponsor. They got a set. Everything.
Do you already have link or?
No, we haven't shot it. We're shooting our first episode. We're gonna shoot like 3.
What's the name of it?
Under the Influence. Yeah.
Shout out Under the Influence podcast.
Appreciate
coming
soon. But little background on the podcast, just so they know what it's about. First of all, we're gonna be drinking on it, so it's not gonna be fun.
Oh, really?
Cool. Yeah, nice. But like we're influencers, guys are influencers. We know a bunch of people that are influencers. So you know, it's gonna be a guest based podcast, but mostly talking about like because everyone has influence on their life, whether it's from people, places, experiences. So just talking to people about like that are good at what they do or where they're at, and talking about their biggest influences on their come up, on their rise, stuff like that.
Cool.
So you get,
love that.
Yeah, it's to get more like in detail about it, because like I said, like you were telling me earlier, like a lot of people you didn't even know this about us. You know what I mean?
No, I'm learning all that.
Yeah, so it's like I think it's to me it's very interesting to hear other people's influences that they've.
And I'm happy that we're having you on our podcast and people can get to know more about you.
I appreciate it.
From outside looking in, like TikToker, like LA, I say like But no, like you're a homie. Like it's not about what brand you're with, what firm you're with. No, like you're an individual, you're a person, and we respect you for who you are. And
no, I'm excited. Yeah.
Most of the people that most of the people that we met so far, influencers, bigger names, so they're normal people, bro.
Yeah,
everyone's a normal person.
Everyone's a normal person.
Everyone.
Little side story. That's where Just Christian came from. Because I always
who are you?
I never wanted people to be like, oh, like that's why I don't really post my work. I never wanted people to follow me for like the people that I know or the people I take pictures of or like what I do. Like I'm like just Christian. Like I'm just
Dude,
I'm like just me, and that's why I'm not changing it.
So
I'm gonna keep it there.
So you'd be happy doing what you do, making the money that you're like making good money, but then like just not being on like socially like present like that on social.
No, like people can follow me. Like I'd rather be present, but I'd rather people just follow me for like me and like what I do. Like
100%.
you know, not like my work or anything. Which
People
like,
didn't know.
I did like start like another page just because I do have to start getting more out there now that like I'm kind of freelancing again.
Portfolio.
But yeah, just portfolio. But like I want people to basically just like see my life, see kind of how I am as a person, and like my friends, and just be like, oh, like I fuck with this person, I'm gonna follow him just for that.
That's exactly where I'm at right now. Like, bro, you could take a million pictures of shirtless dudes, and like, it gets old to me.
It does, because that like not no offense, that's what I was doing with him.
No, offense to Dorian either, and Harry. Like, I still do that, but like,
what, bro? You don't
me personally, like, there comes a point where I'm like I want people to follow me for me.
And I saw you started posting more of your own stuff,
and you
like,
too,
just
bro.
of you. And that's what I wanted to start doing. And I was just like, bro, like I'm gonna post myself. Like I completely stopped posting other people.
Bro, you can give 20 kids like our same setup, the camera, and like it's gonna be the same shit. Like,
exactly.
So the only way to be different is being you.
Yeah. People
follow me for me now. It's not about my fucking work, bro. We give 10 kids an 873. Like it's gonna be the same type of shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
No, and obviously like still care about my work, but like just being a cool individual that people aspire to be like. That's what I want to be. Like I want to be someone that I love his story, I love his work ethic, and I hope to be like him one day. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And dude, you're starting to do that. You really are. Posting yourself and your story.
Right now. Yeah.
And now you're telling your story. Like I didn't know any of this about you.
Yeah. And like to think that like I'm only at 6K, which is like when you think about
doesn't
it,
matter,
like, you can
doesn't
fill
matter.
up like a fucking like basketball thing with that.
Doesn't matter.
But like
honestly, real quick, like 10K felt way better than like 300K for me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and no, that's the thing. Like even like now, like I have like kids, like not even kids, but like people my age, like reaching out to me and saying, oh, like what camera to use? What do you do for this? Like, what do you do for that? And I think that's like that, like I didn't realize it because like it was happening and I was like, oh, like I had like 30 requests and I was like, I don't want to answer these just because like that's the introvert in me. Yeah. But like I started thinking about it, I'm like, wait, these are like kids that like want to learn from me.
Like that was me one day. Yeah. Like I was that kid.
Yeah.
I used to DM everybody. Like,
and actually I told I think Jacob this. Back to what you're talking about, Zach Perna. I've been following his videographer for like
Hyphy?
For like 3 or 4 years. Ever since we started, because I would watch their videos a lot and be like, okay, like this is how I'm gonna learn. I'll watch other people's videos. And like I think like a couple of days before we came out here, he like followed me back and then liked my picture, and like that was a big moment for me, because I was like, that's cool. I was like, holy shit, like,
bro.
He followed me. I was just like,
you don't realize it. You don't like
that was such a cool thing.
You're doing something special. Like you're growing yourself. Like it's like your come up is awesome. Like with him. And now you guys are a team, and now people want to be like Christian. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fucking cool. Dude, I had Nabil next to me. Yeah. Like, Nabil's like God to me, bro. You know, like, that was the coolest thing ever. Like, to hear him say, like, yeah, like, I like your shit. I was like, holy shit.
No, it's crazy. But the thing is, like, everyone, like, he's gotten so much better from when we first started to now. Like, I think he's one of the best. And I wouldn't want anyone else, you know, shooting my stuff and everything like that. Even though LT's pictures are really good too. he made the new profile picture.
Oh shit!
I think like LT's really good at like what he does. I don't like fitness pictures.
No, that's what I was talking.
I look up to you for your lifestyle. I love your lifestyle shit.
I love lifestyle pictures. And that's kind of why I think I kind of like prospered with Rawgear, because that was like a big thing that they were trying to get into, was like lifestyle. And that's what I like dressing people. Like I would give athletes my own shoes, because I was like, this is gonna make like the outfit so much better. And Dude, I was like, awesome. Here, like take these shoes, put them on, don't fuck them up, please. And like, but I love lifestyle so much more than, and I even told him, I was like, bro, like to be honest, like I hate fitness photography. I don't like it.
No, I mean, like I said, I agree. That's why I stopped, you know, posting so much fitness based content. Like I just I said my content changed. I used to post like workout videos, like swipe workout videos, you know, every other day. I haven't posted one of those in forever. You know, unless you go to my YouTube, I'll show a little bit of
Shout
workout
out
stuff.
Joe Andrews.
But, yo, I love Joe, but I don't know how he's been doing it for that long.
Many swipe workouts,
Bro, that's what I told him.
Joe, shout out Joe.
I think it's dope. A lot of people could probably like agree with me how he couldn't pay you at first, right? You couldn't pay Christian.
Yeah, no.
And you were like, fuck it. Like you saw the vision and you believed in each other.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna ride this out. Like we're gonna ride this together. This journey's like ours.
Because even before we even moved out to LA, I was still in school. I was actually really good at school. I like school. I had no problem with it. But my thing was I wasn't paying for my school. My mom was, and I already knew my mom didn't have the most money. Yeah. So when we started filming and like taking photos, and he started blowing up, I'm like, okay, this could go 2 ways. Like we could really try to take this seriously and make a career out of it. Or I could stick to school and just like keep this as like a side thing. So I ended up telling my mom, I was like, yo, like, I didn't say yo, obviously, but
yo, mom.
I was just like, yeah, like the way things are looking really good right now. A lot of people don't even get to this point. Yeah. And
she probably had no idea too, like what that even meant.
And that's the thing, she really didn't. And neither did his parents. But I told her, I was like, listen, like, I'm going to take a year off next year just because COVID was still a thing. And I'm going to take this summer to try to get as good as possible and see how far we're getting. And like, you know, if any sponsorships come up, if any opportunities come up, and we'll see where that goes. Yeah. And I had finished my first year, my second semester of community college. And that summer is when he really started to go up. And I was like, all right, Mom, I'm going to take this year off. Because if I can, and this was like me trying to be smart about money and just like not really worry about myself, but I was just like, if I can make a career out of this, make good money, not have to go to school and not have to waste your money, then I'm going to do that. Yeah. But a lot of that changed to her because she was like, yeah, like go for it. But when we were like, hey, we're not coming, like we're not coming back home, we're staying in LA. She was like, no, like you can't do that. Like you have to come home. I was like, listen, I'm not doing this primarily for me. Like this is going to help you out a lot. And I think 100%, especially for Isaiah too, at this point, like we're not near the point we want to be. This is kind of just like the start. And although we've been doing it for like him, like 4 years now, me like 2, like we still have a long way to go. But even like, and I know he feels the same way, whenever we go home to be able to pay for like pretty much anything we want, like everything, like if we go out, I pay for it. If I want to like throw a party, I'll pay for it. If I like my sister wants shoes, I'll pay for it. And I know he feels the same way and be able to do that because like I don't come from a lot of money, but like to be able to go home and provide and like not have to, like I pay for everything now and so does he. That's like probably the best feeling and like a big motivator.
100%.
Yeah. No, it feels good. Like, especially because like I hate when people are like, oh, you know, like, you know, money shouldn't motivate you or it shouldn't like, you know, these materialistic things should motivate you. But like, if you like, I work hard for a fucking reason. And I like being able to, you know, provide for my whole family, pay for everyone. I like being able to go home, surprise my brother with gifts, surprise my mom with gifts. You know, I like being able to, you know, travel. I like wearing nice clothes, getting shoes. And
freedom. Money gives you freedom.
It should be motivating to get, you know, if that motivates you to work your fucking ass off, then you work your ass off for a reason. You know what I mean? 100%. I'm not saying I'm out here blowing stupid money on things that I'm never going to use or need, but you know, it's something that like people are like, you know, money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys freedom to be happy. You know what I mean?
Take care of the people around. Like that matters more to me. Like,
and that's why I work so fucking hard because I want to take care of my family. I want to take care of, you know, my friends. I want to be able to go out and not have my friends worry about anything like that. Don't worry, I got it. You
Dude,
know?
What's the biggest worry like most people have is money.
Yeah.
Like,
and the thing is, it's like, not that it's easy. I mean, once you start getting money and start getting successful, you realize how much more there is to growing and you just want more. And it's like, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. No. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with wanting more money. There's nothing wrong with wanting more success. You should want it. It should motivate you.
100%.
And that's the biggest reason I left LA. I mean, I left Jersey was I love my friends. I love my family, you know, and I'll do anything for them. And I love them to the point where I will tell them to their face, you guys are lazy and you guys are complacent. And
complacency.
You are who you surround yourself with. And a lot of my friends are like that. And, you know, they didn't want anything, you know, they're in school, you know, dropping in and out, not working, skipping, you know, calling out of work when they don't have money, or my family just hearing my family complain, oh, it's Monday. Oh my God, I can't wait for the weekend. Like I hate it. I think it's more mad. It's Sunday. I'm just gonna chill today. Yeah. What? What do you mean chill? Go do something. Go work. We're not even just sitting. It's
the day you have off from work, so like now is your chance to do your passion project. Now's your chance to start.
And
something.
That's what I was doing. Yeah, like I was working 2 jobs, and then when I wasn't working, I was on a fucking mission. I was gonna get it no matter what. You know what I mean? I'm such a strong-minded person that I think when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. But it's just like when you want it, you just have to just do it. Like I said, people are just lazy. They're just so lazy, and they just don't like. But it should, like I said, that's the reason I left jerseys because like And like I said, I'll say it to their face. And if you guys were lazy, I would tell you guys because I care about you. And I see that, you could work harder. And since I've been here for 3 days, you probably seen that like I'm up every day at 7:30 because I'm someone that like I have to go.
Yeah,
and you guys are the same way. It's like
I think I talked to you about that I like how I said it. I feed off of people's weaknesses.
Yeah,
literally. When I see someone work out, I work out more. For example, when I see someone's like being in good shape and then start posting on IG, let's just say it comes Thanksgiving or something. And there's like, oh, there's nothing wrong in eating this and getting like 5 pounds. I immediately see the weakness. That's for me only weakness, nothing else. And I double down. I feed off that. Someone takes a rest day, I'm gonna do 200% that day. Literally, because every single time that you take a rest or you like, I wanna rest when I have a rest day.
Yeah.
That's a step that I'm ahead of you.
Yeah.
And step. One day you're gonna be far away.
That mindset is why you're here.
No, it is, and the same way you apply that to fitness, which is a great fucking analogy, but you literally apply that to any fucking aspect.
Exactly. Not just fitness. I didn't mean just fitness.
No, I know. Yeah, Chris or LT, you could see people up at 3 a.m. shooting pictures. That should motivate you. Or someone's like, oh, I'm not gonna shoot today. Yeah, I have enough content for 2 days. I'm not gonna edit today.
People do say that. No, we've had conversations with people who are like, there's all these people in town, but I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah, but it's like, why?
Now is the time to do that.
Well, my thing is like, I realize nothing fulfills me more in my life than being busy all day long. Yeah. I love being busy all day long, doing something all day long. This past 3 days, we've been busy all fucking day. Yeah, we've gone out at night and stuff, but like, we're busy from fucking 7 a.m. to
part of your day,
10 p.m. And it's honestly part of work too.
Yeah. No, it is.
We're vlogging it and stuff, we're building connections.
Dude, I feel depressed when I don't have anything to do, bro.
Harry, I want to talk about this because
go ahead,
I talk about this with you guys all the time, that I think that being social and going out to dinner, all these things, it is part of your job.
100%.
Like it is necessary. It's how you build those strong connections and not those fake, like, hey, let's do this and we're done. Like going out and doing things, going out and like, look, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I didn't want to go out the night that we went out drinking, but that's my fucking job.
I don't want to go out either.
But see, the thing is, like we had a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And we built and me and a ton of other people that were out that night, we bonded. Like that was great. I'm never gonna forget some of those experiences that we had. Like, dude, my fucking car broke down that night. Like, like if I didn't go out, but I'm not gonna trade that. I wouldn't go back and trade that. Like, this is what you do. Part of your job is to connect with people, to try to show them a good time. Like, this is so important when you do something like in the public view, like social media, like you do that.
Because like I was saying before, it's about who you know and being genuine. And you're never gonna get that by staying at home doing nothing all day long or just being super. And I understand people are introverts. I understand he's more introverted than I am. I understand you're more introverted than I am. And I understand that I'm someone that like I'm always go, and not everyone's like that. But you have to be able to go out and build connections in some way. You know what I mean? Because unless you're the absolute best at what you do, which everyone should try to be, you're gonna at one point you're gonna need to know someone to do something, and you only 100%. Get that by going out and putting yourself out there and being sociable and being a genuine person.
I agree with that, but also at the same time, like as he said, also I'm huge introvert. Like I need like, how can I explain? Even though it's funny for the people probably they're watching because we are like on social media and shit. But when I'm like a long time, like full week and like only like shooting content back to back, I need to have a day for myself. Like I can't just go after that and go outside, because in that way, my energy is not because I don't want to. I want to go, but I know how I'm gonna act when I come outside. I'm not in the mood to drink or something, and I really like you guys, for example, and or anyone that is in the town, and I don't want to ruin the atmosphere because I know myself. So
and I respect and I get that.
I literally only those reasons when I don't go out or something like that, because my mood is like down, and I don't know how to fake. You can literally see everyone knows that. Like you can see how I feel. I don't need to tell the words, but you can feel my energy, how I feel. So I don't want to ruin anyone's energy, and that's why I stay at home sometimes and I work. Basically, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay at home and work.
You're a
Take
very
2
thoughtful
shots.
guy for that.
Take 2 shots.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I think that's a big helper for me is having a couple drinks.
Something else is for me.
Then I'm a little less introverted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're
For Joe's birthday, I'm starting since early.
when Chris gets
I
drunk,
promise.
when Chris gets drunk, he gets very wild. Actually, he's very not introverted.
I do get very wild.
I was gonna
Guys-
say,
Well,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like that is like I feel like maybe this is just the social media part of LA, but I think in Houston we go out often, but like we don't get wicked, like we don't throw
that's
big
true.
ragers
That's
and get
true,
faded.
yeah.
But like y'all are drinking.
we get fucked
You know
up.
the funny thing is, like we don't. I'm making it seem like we're going out getting drunk every weekend.
Yeah.
At one point we were.
I was gonna
and,
say,
you know,
at one point, your channel was literally drinking every video.
Actually,
I'm
no,
not kidding.
no, I'm not lying, and you're 100 percent right. There was like a 2-month span where every video I was drinking. I was like, I have to stop.
That was dope, bro. You were like chilling with like fucking Bryce Hall and shit, like going to parties. I was like,
cool.
this is sick as fuck.
And my boy, when Devin Bernard, I don't know if you know Devin Bernard.
Yeah.
When he was out there in LA, we were drinking like I love Devin. Shout out Devin and his fucking brothers. But and then he was actually a big part that kind of like helped our relationship too, because he was like, because we don't have that many close friends. He became a close friend out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to drinking. Yeah, I love drinking, and I'm making it. I'm making it seem like we drink a lot, but when we drink like once a month, maybe once every.
Yeah.
Our thing is we rather stay at the house like this right now, us, and just get drunk here and just chill the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And grow some
I agree.
food.
I love
Just-
that.
You go to sleep at a decent time and wake up next morning perfect.
Exactly
Nothing's worse
the
than
same.
going out. Like don't get me wrong, coming back at 3:30, like I was so tired. Like, like it was fun, but like I hate you don't like getting home at 3:30 in the morning.
It's like a love hate
That's
thing.
what I'm.
Like,
Yeah.
That's
I love sitting home.
I love going like drinking dinners and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But when I played soccer, I
Just
was like
like-
literally Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I will go out.
Yeah.
Like night outs for me. I hate night outs.
to a
nice
I
dinner
hate
is
night
always
outs
really nice.
because also I know myself. I don't drink often, so. When I drink, I recover for 3 days, bro.
Yeah,
In that way, I think immediately ahead of what I need to do the next 3 days, I'm like, fuck no.
I'm the opposite.
definitely not
I would
gonna go.
drink. That night I woke up at 8 and I ran on 2 miles.
No,
That's
me
crazy.
too. I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna feel like shit,
No,
bro.
but-
You know
but
what I
don't
mean?
show off,
I'm gonna
though.
be like, oh,
Yeah.
don't talk to me. I'm gonna still do my shit, but I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, no,
fuck.
don't get me wrong. I love like.
It's like a love hate.
I'm
thing.
like an alcoholic. No, I like drinking, right? But
Yeah.
I don't do that often because like it does take you out the next day.
Yeah.
It makes you
Yeah.
tired, and like we're so fucking
You're
busy.
slower, exactly.
Shooting
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
like shooting content,
No, I
doing
agree.
whatever you have to do.
It's like a love hate.
Someone
Like,
wants to shoot or something, you're like, oh, bro,
Yeah.
I'm drunk
But,
still.
but even past the shooting
Yeah.
thing, like even when you have like fucking tedious work to do,
Yeah.
like podcasts or like even when you, I mean, once you get to a certain level, you're gonna start having your own business, your own LLC.
I love going out, but I don't mind staying in and just
Yeah,
kicking
no,
it.
me
like,
too.
Or
Oh,
just
bro,
editing.
That's why
if I
yesterday-
don't have orders, I will drink every day.
Yeah. No. Do you guys have drinks? No. No, but that's why yesterday when someone was like, "You guys want to go to Heartbeat again?" And I started laughing. I was like,
Shut up.
Heartbeat.
I was like, is it not called Heartbeat?
Hard.
All right, whatever.
Heartbeat's crazy.
But I remember I was like, in my head, I'm like, that's the last thing. I
Wait,
was ever doing.
come on Sunday, we're taking a Clay cool pool party.
Yeah, come back, bro.
Are you? Yeah, I might have to. But
We're good. 58.
what was I gonna say? Fucking. Oh, what was I saying about drinking?
You drink a lot. You drink a lot.
No, but there was a
But you,
point.
say,
I
so
was
you do
coming
like
to.
you do like once a month, like you do.
We pretty much drink probably like once a month now. Before it was probably like every weekend.
Yeah.
But when we do drink, it's
go all
not
out,
just
yeah.
to like
Yeah.
have a shot or two.
It's like 100. Yeah, it's like 100 beers or like
Yeah.
no beers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a shots guy. But
So no beers.
We know.
no, but yeah, we're either blacking out or we're not drinking.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I'm
But
the same way.
but it's funny though because you guys say you don't drink or you don't rage that hard out here. People in
nah.
Houston. No, it's really funny because I just wanted to point out.
Nah.
I remember we're at Heart, right, and I told Chris, I know when people are drinking and pretend drinking. Everyone there was pretend drinking, right?
Who?
There was this one, not you. I mean,
Nah,
you were
man,
actually.
I woke up my shoes on,
No,
bro.
yeah, but there was this one guy. I saw him at the gym. I don't know who he is, but I remember seeing his drink. Right,
No
and
way.
I remember seeing it like this, and I
Doing these?
in my head, no. It was full in my head. I'm like, okay, that's cool. 10 minutes later, I look at Chris, and I see it's at the same level. I'm like, Chris, watch this guy drink 20 minutes from now. He's pretend drinking. 20 minutes later, the same level. I'm like, yo, this guy's a pretender. Like, if you're gonna drink, just drink. Okay, don't pretend like you're drinking.
I gotta call him out. I'm never buying whoever that is.
No.
drinking
Don't
it.
no call us. No
No,
call us.
I don't even know who it is. But whoever it is, though, when I see him, I'll show you. I'm not gonna forget because he's very distinctive.
No, that
funny.
was
Plug that
that was
in
a thing
the
that I
video.
had to get used to here for sure. When I moved here, the last like drinking culture for me was being in a fraternity, and that's like
yeah.
Yeah.
what you're talking about. You just if you're drinking, you're drinking.
But the thing is, like,
and so
yeah.
when we came here and we went to a party, we have food out, we have drinks out. First of all, the first telltale is that it's all diets, like all diet sodas.
Yeah.
And then yeah, nobody was drinking.
Yeah.
Like nobody's drinking.
Yeah.
And I was like looking around at like a party of like 15 people and nobody was drunk. And I'm not saying you have to do that.
Yeah, no,
I'm not saying that
100%.
at all, but I'm just saying like this is very different. It's very different like being in that environment. But like
It's something you have to adapt to. But the thing is, like, I'm all for people like if you don't want to drink, don't drink, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just hate the people that always want to go out there. Asking, let's go to the clubs, go out, but they don't drink. I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. Like, why are you surrounding yourself with people that are only drunk?
Yeah.
Like that's fine if like we're forcing him to come out. He's like, I'm not gonna drink. I'm like, oh, you don't have to drink. Just come out, chill.
That's what I'm saying. I
But
wouldn't go.
if you're the guy that's trying to get everyone to go out and you don't drink, hold on. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
That's what I'm. That's
If
what I'm
I
trying
go
to
out,
say.
I drink.
That's me, bro, because I'm always driving. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, he immediately offered to drive. I'm like, no, that's your excuse to not drink that much. We need to drink. But I'm the type of drinker that like I try to get everyone drunk.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm a drinker, right? But I'm not a smoker. I don't really smoke like that. I don't do any like other kind of any drugs besides Adderall. But
Come to Houston once.
But yeah, coming to Houston once, I'm like 3 Adderalls in. but yeah, no. But it's important to, like I said, like work your fucking ass off, but be a responsible degenerate.
Balance.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I feel like whenever we do get really blacked out drunk, we're still up at like
Yeah.
30.
You still get your shit
That's the thing though. Like, yeah.
Also, you gotta. It sounds weird, but you gotta earn that. Like, if you're still on the grind, like, do not be going out 3 days a week,
100%.
getting fucked up. Like, if you got a goal and you got something that you want to
Fuck going
accomplish,
out,
you need to turn that off completely.
That's what I want to say.
I mean,
if you can go drink and still do your work,
then
go
don't-
every fucking day.
And I don't want to. And let me take it back really quick because I don't want to talk shit or make it seem like I was talking shit about like making it seem like it's bad that you don't go out and stuff. Because when I was really on my shit, on my grind, like when I was blowing up, I didn't go out. I told my friends I'm not drinking. I don't care what you tell me. I'm not taking a shot.
I went like 8 months without drinking.
Yeah, I went, bro. When I first
Year
started, I
ago.
went 2 years without drinking. Like literally, like a year and a half, 2 years without drinking. So like when you're on it, you're on it. And when I'm dialed in on something, whether it's fitness, whether it's acting, whether it's working on what. If I was doing music, I'm someone that I go 100% in.
Yeah, me
So
same.
sometimes you're gonna, not sometimes you're gonna sacrifice.
Not even there sometimes don't understand me. Like, well, I have the intro side, so if you're not intro, you can't understand that part. But
you're gonna,
that's
you're
my
gonna
thing.
lose.
I feel the momentum, and I know like now is the time. I don't want to lose 1 second of drinking and then waking up 2 hours later in the day when I could work 2 hours of that. You know what I mean?
And when you feel the momentum, you got to go with it. Because like when I'm working out with people, like something I tell them when they were like in the middle of a set, I'm like, yo, it's your world. Find the rhythm and go with it. When you have the momentum, the ball's rolling, run with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you control the outcome. You control whatever the fuck that happens. But yeah, when you're locked in on something, you're gonna lose a lot of people that you're fucking. Not that it's a bad thing. I
still go out, but not as often.
But
as,
I just want to make it known because like people like even my girlfriend or like even him, like we know people that like their friends are like, oh, you don't even reach out as much anymore, blah blah blah. But it's like we live two completely different lives, and like people that don't do social media specifically don't realize social media is a full time 24/7.
It's hard. People
it's
don't
not
get
a
it.
Monday
They don't
through Friday
understand.
9 to 5. It's every single day when I'm not filming or anything. All I'm thinking about is what am I doing? How can I level up? Because everyone's doing it. There's so many people.
And I look at it as like, yeah, my circle did get smaller in the past year, but it increased in value. Like the people around me are so valuable to me.
We hang out with the same 5 to 7 people a day.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean? But my best friends back home know that like just because I don't talk to you for I go 2 months, 3 months without talking to you. But when we talk, it's like bro, we're best friends again.
My best friends are always gonna be my best friends.
Yeah.
But obviously, like we have different mindsets right now. Like I'm super ambitious about what I'm doing, and they're home working, and it's just we're in a different place right now, and that's fine. But they're still my best friends.
You probably wouldn't understand
You know what I'm
yourself 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what
It's hard for them to
I wouldn't
understand.
understand myself when I played. Because I was a professional athlete, bro. I wouldn't understand. Like I didn't have a work ethic as I have right now.
And I
Literally.
definitely don't think that a lot of people understand the lives we live.
No.
Oh, definitely.
Like I've had people like tell I'll go home and I'll have people tell me they're like, oh, like how's the free life? And I'm like,
Not free.
I was like, I don't even keep count of the days because every day I'm working.
Yeah.
Like you can't
100%.
tell
You guys know
me
it's
that
May right now?
Huh?
You guys know it's May right now?
No, it's crazy, yeah.
That's the thing. Like you don't
No, I
realize
know.
it because you're working every day and every day is just flying.
And that's why I feel like when we look at people that are complacent, we get frustrated. Like, how are you okay with one income?
Exactly.
There's no way you just want to make
Like,
one income the rest of your fucking life. How?
I go home and I see people working at the same spots they were working out when I was like 16.
Because you know they could do more. You're like frustrated. Like, I want to see you do more in your life, so you have the time.
How does it not bother you? How does it not bother you in the same fucking place?
No,
Especially when you see other people doing
Some
things.
people like comfort.
No, I can explain
people are
why.
comfortable. It's not comfortable. You're just lazy.
I can explain why though.
And once you
because-
get to a certain point, once you get to a certain point of being comfortable, it's like fuck it, I'm just gonna live an average life. What?
Yeah.
My merch when I first started was fuck average. Why the fuck would you?
I was gonna say, what was your merch that you
It
sent to Brad?
was fuck average. It said
Fuck
it was a
average?
shirt that said fuck average on it. But what were you saying?
I was saying like the reason why is because everyone listening to this, like you fill up your day, you fill up your weeks with you just fill it up every day. Every week seems full to you because that's human nature to be like, I don't have time. I have the job. I have my girlfriend. I have my dog. I have this. I have that. Like, you don't think you have time to do anything else. But as soon as you expand your environment, as soon as you expand your circle, you realize like, no, there is so much more you can do. So
much time.
There is so much time. But the thing is, you got to get out of the routine that you're in right now, because every single individual is in a routine right now, whether it's school, whether it's work, you fill up every single minute of the day. So the thought of picking up a camera and starting to vlog everything, you're like, oh, I physically cannot do that, but you fucking can.
Priorities.
Yeah.
My biggest thing was time. Like I feel like I didn't have enough time because I worked a full-time job.
Yeah.
I still wanted to do like this camera shit, but I made the time, bro. I used to go right from work to a shoot and then come home, edit all night. Like, hard, yes, but like it was worth it, and it's part of the journey.
I definitely will say that COVID was really bad for a lot of people, but it definitely gave us the amount of time that we needed.
Dude, blessing in disguise, bro.
It was
blessing
like,
in disguise.
If I was in school, like I had to go to school and like I was still trying to work out and do everything else that I was doing, I probably wouldn't have, or I wouldn't have thought I had the time.
100%. He started YouTube.
I stopped playing soccer in that time.
But COVID gave pretty much, because all jobs closed down, schools closed down, so it gave us the time to really, for him to, you know, really dial into what he was doing and like the ideas that he was coming up with, and for me to learn what I was doing.
Hell yeah. We took the people who took advantage, like COVID, that whole thing was terrible. Like, it still was, but like the people who took advantage of that time when the world was shut down,
you had to make it worth it.
Like I wasn't shut down. That was the most I ever learned ever in my life was during that time, because every day I would sit down, just watch tutorials, just learn and absorb. I never had time for that.
Every day you're still learning though. Like that was good, but like every day, like you're learning. You know, he's learning from you. I'm learning from him. I'm learning from him. It's just like, before I said I used to like DM, you know, a bunch of people. I still DM right now a bunch of people that are better than me.
Why not, bro? Why not?
There's always something you can learn from someone. You know, there's always someone better than you. The goal is to be the best. I want to be the best at what I do, but there's always someone out there that you could take some to master your craft a little more.
100%.
That's why I like connecting with the people, like meeting new people. Just like overall, even like working out or whatever, you can always like see some other perspective.
And I definitely think a lot of people do have that trouble of understanding that regardless of how much you know, you can always learn from other people. And that part of that is ego or whatever. But I would never try to not learn from someone just because I'm like, oh no, I'm better than them, I can't learn from them. Like that's probably the worst thing you could possibly do, because most people probably are doing something better than you are.
100%.
And if you could take what they're doing better than you and apply that to your work and still have your own sense of like style and like whatever you do, you're only going to keep getting better.
Yeah. Become the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Don't try to become other people, but take those parts.
Exactly.
That's, bro, I preach that all the time. Like, bro, don't try to be the next LT. Be the first you.
Yeah, exactly.
Be the first you.
Exactly.
I was telling you that. I was yelling at you the other night, bro, because of that. Literally, because he was like, like we just met, like, and then I said, like, in the way, like, kind of douchey, but not to compare yourself with anyone. So, for example, I said, like, doesn't matter if someone has 1 million, I have 5K. In my head, I'm the best. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I'm better than him. I don't compare myself to anyone. I literally don't like compare myself to anyone. He's better, or I want to be like him. No. I don't have any idol. You know what I mean? And he was like saying in a way like, "Oh, how exciting is this to meet?" Well, those people also should be excited to meet you, bro. You know what I mean? That's why I was in that way. Like you are also doing. You need to put yourself first as like, you know what I mean? Like
it's
to
so
be
hard.
better version of yourself.
No, you're right. You're right. It's just so hard to like think like people look up to me or you, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's like how did I get to this place where like now people look up to me? Like
that's good though,
because of your work ethic. That's that, and that's what you need to be proud of.
You just gotta reflect. I don't reflect. I just every day is just work. And
going back to like comparing yourself to people. It's like, and I was talking to you, Harry. It's like, you know, people could look at other people and be like, oh, how does he have this? Or like, why is he in this position? Why is he in this position? It doesn't matter why he's in the position, because whatever he's doing is working. Whether you hate it, whether you like it, whether whatever the thing is,
and everyone's gonna
it's working for him. They're gonna keep doing it. So why the fuck are you gonna waste your time complaining about it? You know, figure something out. Figure something that's gonna work for you. I hate it when people complain, but why is he in this position? Why? We know so many people
because
like
of this guy.
So shut the fuck up, because it's working for them.
Exactly.
Whether someone's complaining about someone blowing up on TikTok because it's a cringy TikTok dance. hey, it's working for them.
Find a fucking way.
You can hate or not find something. You know why?
Don't do that. If you hate it, don't do it.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? They're not going to stop doing what they're doing because you don't like it.
Don't knock someone else's hustle. Like however they want to do it.
You're just letting that affect you from possibly blowing up and doing stuff. Like I said before, I'm in a great position right now. You know, I make good money, but I was talking to you. I know the people that make more money than I do and are doing better than me, and like that just motivates me to do better. I'm not gonna get mad at them for making money. They're doing something right.
It doesn't affect you. Whatever someone else is doing doesn't affect you.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's what you just said. That's again their weakness.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Whoever comments other people, that's only weakness from you. If you say, "Oh, that guy's great," then you know what I mean. But if they say, "Oh, why this guy?" That's a fucking weakness. Stop doing that. Stop comparing yourself with anyone.
I agree.
It's also like if you haven't realized it by now, like life is all about energy. It's all about where you devote your energy and how you perceive other people's energy. And so if you're spending any amount of time putting out negative energy out there, like, oh, I don't like this person's content, or I don't like this person, like that is doing nothing. It's doing nothing to them, first of all, because they don't give a shit. And it's doing all it's doing is bringing you lower. You feel physically bad because you're thinking mentally poorly about something in someone. And like that, there's just no reason for that. Instead, what you can say is, that's really interesting. I wonder how I can learn something from this and apply it to me. And I would love to meet that person one day and talk about, hey, why do you do it this way? You know, like you can always frame things in a more positive light. And I cannot stress that enough. Like give positive energy.
Heavy saying that every day, by the way, literally.
Seriously, I believe it's so
when someone says something like, he's like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Always like that.
I definitely do agree a lot with that. And just not even like in the sense of like talking about other people, but just like the things you do on a day-to-day basis, like morally, like the good that you do is going to come back to you regardless.
What goes around comes around.
But every bad thing that you do also will too. And I think especially like the way you think is going to affect the way you live.
Yeah,
and it affects the people around you too.
That's kind of why I you can't see it, but I have a tattoo right here that says "Think Positive," because I got to a point where I was so negative, and I was just like, why am I so negative? Like, this is probably the reason why I'm so pissed off all the time. And it was someone from back home who like really good friend of mine. He would always say TP, and I'm like, "Fuck is that? Like toilet paper?" He was like, "No, like think positive." I was just like, I started kind of like saying that, and then like whenever people are like stressing to me about like certain situation, I'm like, yo, just like TP, like think positive. Like I promise you'll be straight, you'll be good. Just like you have to put out that energy so that you get it back.
Yeah, look at everything like the best. Like Harry's fucking car broke down, right? And and like your story today, right? You said like this actually was an eye opener for me. Like instead of like dwelling on it, like bro, the car's still gonna be broken down. If you're happy, sad, like you could kick the fucking tire as much as you want, like it's still not gonna move. But you looked at it as you try to get positives out of a bad situation. And it made you realize like, wow, the people around me, like they were there for me. Like, bro, I picked you up. Like yo, pick me up. I'm like, all right, bet. Like obviously, like I don't even have to think about that because I know you do it for me too.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know. I just told you immediately that you take my car.
Exactly.
Have you guys heard of the book The Secret? It's like an old book. It's like a really good fucking audio book that I just listened to, and it's all about fucking manifestation and but just like speaking things into existence. And it's talking about you are like, if you keep thinking negative thoughts and you keep fucking talking and complaining, that's gonna become you. You're just gonna be complaining,
100%.
thinking, oh, why am I not here? Why am I not here? Why is he there? No, but like I've said it multiple times in this podcast, there's no doubt in my mind I'm gonna be the biggest influencer, the biggest entertainer in the world, because I'm speaking that shit into existence, and I with all my heart firmly, and I believe it too. You have to speak whatever is into existence, whether it's you want to be the best writer, the best fucking author, the best actor, the best photographer, the best podcaster. It all just it comes around.
It's go ahead, Harry.
But it does take practice, right? Like
the
first time you say I'm gonna be the best, you might not even believe that. But the more times you say it, the more you do believe it and the more you manifest it. So if your car breaks down tomorrow, if you actually feel so frustrated and pissed off, just say in your head, it's gonna be okay. It's okay. Think about what I have around me, and just saying that. You might not feel it yet, but just saying that is going to help you change your perspective. And truly, I genuinely mean this. I don't just say this for fucking social media. Like I genuinely am, this sounds fucking weird, but like the things that I learned about all my friends made me happier than the day before, because I was like, damn, all these people picked me up when I fell, and I never asked twice. They reached out to me. All my friends reached out to me. And like, that filled me with so much gratitude and thankfulness that like, I genuinely feel happier today than when my car was not broke down yesterday, which makes no sense, but it's truly, truly how I feel.
Yeah.
But listen, one important thing for all the viewers out there, you can't just say, I'm going to be the greatest in the world and sit at home. Confidence comes from hard work, and that's it.
Yeah.
If you know that you're putting enough enough, more than enough.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, do more.
Then you can say that, and then you're gonna manifest.
You have that.
You have to put action behind it.
You have that why not me mindset, right? Why not me?
I'm gonna win the lottery, but I'm never gonna play.
And then you do whatever the fuck it takes to get to where you want to be. You know that it sounds like.
And think about
it really is.
It might not work right away, and you might not know it right away, right? But it's like it's gonna happen.
Always.
You only I hate it when people.
Always.
You know what?
It's gonna pay off.
Another one of my big sayings is that I always say is, "What's the worst that could happen?"
Yeah.
You know what's the worst that happened? When I wanted to walk on at Rutgers, I spent a lot of people say, "Oh, you're not gonna make it. Rutgers D1, blah blah blah, whatever." I spent the whole summer and I was like, what's the worst that happened? I wasn't on the team before. I didn't have a scholarship before. I don't make the team. Okay, I wasn't on the team before. What's the worst that happened? Me DMing 100 people today, influencer. What? Did Brad reached out to me, months later, what's the worst that happened? He asked if we could stay with you guys when we come to Houston. You guys say no? Okay. Yeah. It's like, what's the worst that happened by just trying?
Instead,
you guys going to LA. If it didn't work out, at least you said, we tried, bro. We sent it.
Exactly. When we moved to LA, I remember telling him, like, what's the worst that happened? We lose a couple $1,000.
You go home, you get your job.
Family.
Yeah, you get your job.
We're grateful enough, blessed enough that, we both have supportive families. His mom to go home to. They didn't want us to leave, He's better than I am, though. He, had the conversation with his parents. I was just like, yo, I'm out. I was like,
that's the same thing. That's the same thing my parents told me, because they knew how, I was so serious about this. I'm really going. And they're like, all right, go. If you come back, you could always replace my job. My job was replaceable. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't I can go get another job and make the same money, or if not more.
You can always go back to school, and money's always going to be there. Time's not always going to be there.
Dude, thank you for saying that. Time, bro, money comes back.
And it always
comes back. Time does not come back.
It doesn't.
I've had a million times. I'm like, fuck, I just wasted that money.
In the beginning, when we just connected, three of us. No one had enough money, to be honest. But we were like,
shout out credit, bro. Yeah, for real.
You were running your card. We were
maxed.
Yeah, and we'll go to Miami just paying $500 tickets just to connect, meeting you guys, for example, just not even to meet you guys and to talk to you or whoever was there in Miami, or that's how we met Asil, for example, and stuff like that.
Because the experience is worth so much more than the dollar.
Because that $500 is gonna come back.
Fuck $500. It'll come back. It's gonna come back. But that time's not.
Imagine I didn't go, and Harry and LT went, and they were like, "Oh, it was such a great time. I met this guy." You're never gonna get that.
Yeah. Then you're like, "Fuck the money. Fuck. I just wasted. I just bought shoes that were fucking $300. That's a flight."
Yeah. Exactly. I just bought iPhone for $1,100.
Hey.
No way to talk about that.
Little side note, I thought it was really cool when you guys came out to LA, because it was me and LT had never talked in person. We had never met.
It was just
and
IG.
It was just IG. It was yo, your pictures are sick. Your pictures are sick. And then you were like, yo, we're coming to LA, and I was like, oh, link. And just the way how all that ended up working, and to really think that that started just over social media and
it's as simple as that, bro.
Literally just being a genuine person. You guys, we needed someone to fill in for a photo shoot, and Harry was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm down. Let's go. You were like, all right, I'll come shoot BTS. It's literally just about building genuine relationships, and I think more people will want to work with you. Obviously, you have to be good. You have to know what you're doing. You have to, people have to like your work, but people are gonna want to work with you so much more if they know they can have a genuine relationship with you. And just it's not going to be just some weird guys just taking a picture. You have to have personality.
Bro, look how far we've both all come since then. Just then, think about that.
Yeah, we wouldn't be, if that never happened, we wouldn't be here right now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But back to what he said real quick is that you have to be obviously good at what you do. Don't have a random person there, but that's because you get a lot of people. I'm sure you guys get it sometimes that people just reach out oh hey I'll work for you full time. I'll drop everything right now. It's you have to have something to offer to the table. You have to have something. No one's just gonna give you something just because you asked. There's nothing wrong with asking. Like I said, I DM a bunch of people saying, "Hey, can I do this?" But I had something to offer. You know what I mean?
Create value first.
Yeah, you have to have value. You have to have
create
something.
value.
You have to have something.
Whatever portfolio. Not everyone has a portfolio, but just create value for yourself.
What can you give?
What do you bring to the table? Why should I give you the time of day to even
Because like I said, we're starting a podcast, and I was telling you guys we got a sponsor by a whiskey company. You know what I mean? And when I offered that to the proposal for the sponsor, I had actual value to give to them. He's like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. Let's do it." You know what I mean? So you can't just ask and not be good at something. That's the biggest thing. It's just because you get a lot value. I'm gonna do this. Okay. So does these other guys that said they're gonna do that, but they are actually good. They have something to show.
All right, we gotta start wrapping this.
Yeah,
We got 120.
120.
Wrap it up.
This is the longest one, but it feels like.
No, but I could talk for like 10 more hours.
Yeah, we could definitely.
No one heard Chris. He said wrap it up because he doesn't.
Shout out, comments.
Shout out, bro.
Crazy. No, I'm a rapper. You guys don't wrap up.
Yeah, thanks for watching the pod, guys.
All right,
Appreciate
we're
you
not
guys.
gonna talk about this.
Some last words.
Yeah, do you guys want to
Last
plug
words?
anything besides the podcast?
You want to do Harry? You want to do live?
Oh yeah, jump on live really
Yeah,
quick while
let's do
they're
it.
talking.
I'm gonna pee myself.
Last things under the influence podcast coming very soon.
What's very soon? When do you guys want to get it rolling? First episode, ideally.
Sometime May. Give me a date. May 14th. Episode's gonna be live. What day is that?
We'll come to
I have
LA.
no idea. We're gonna be in
That's
Jersey.
in 12
then.
days.
Is it?
Where are you gonna film it? In Jersey or LA?
I would say we're probably over here
LA.
because we're gonna be filming here and then edit.
Dropping on Friday, 13th.
Probably okay.
Yeah,
Ready to go.
live.
May
No, go
13th.
ahead. Grab
Under the
something
influence. First episode's gonna be live on YouTube, Instagram. Follow us.
Mighty.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit. And you guys definitely have to be on it when you guys are out there.
Hell yeah.
We're
All right, so now we go live and
Coming on live soon.
we add in one viewer to ask you a
sick.
question on the podcast
sick.
live.
Okay.
And if it's a whack question, we won't add it. Don't worry.
They can ask,
Yeah, no haters.
too, since
Yeah.
No
there are two
haters.
of them.
Yo. Mighty, you recording?
Good.
Shout out, Mighty. How big is it? Whoa, that's a crazy first question.
It's actually not that.
God damn. God damn.
Average.
You'll be very underwhelmed.
All right, here we go.
We got somebody?
I'm literally gonna pee myself.
Yeah, I got to pee so bad, bro.
too.
We can all go together.
I'm going to piss my pants, honestly. What up, guys?
Yo.
Yep.
Yo.
What the fuck, bro? I actually
What up,
got
dude? You're a
Bro, I
lucky
got
winner.
accepted, bro.
Yo.
What up?
What's
Yeah,
good?
baby.
All right, you're live on the pod.
What's his name?
What's your name?
I'm Kieran. I'm Kieran Johnson.
Shout out Kieran Johnson. So you get to ask Isaiah and Christian one question. Make it a good one.
Shit. Okay. Let me think about this. It's got to be a good question. Okay.
You got this, bro. You got this, bro.
What do you like more about Houston than LA?
Good question. Good question.
All right,
Go
cool.
first.
Fuck. What do I like about
You can talk.
Houston?
I mean, basically, specifically for Isaiah. But all you guys can answer. I was just noticing you, Isaiah, in Houston a lot. So, and you're kind of going to Alpha Land a lot more instead of like
do you mean like,
doing stuff.
Like, what's
No,
the
he's-
pros
let-
and
let-
cons
you got
of
it.
each?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, pros and cons. We can do pros and cons.
I'll say straight off the bat. Well, Alphaland is crazy, but the amount of people here, and like I was saying before, like it was, it's film content to do this, but like, we could chill afterwards and have an actual genuine relationship afterwards. And, it's not like LA sometimes, like I said before, it's just, it's film. All right, see you in 7 months. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's beyond, like I said before, it's beyond just, when the camera's on, it's actually about having a relationship and being genuine. That's what I've noticed in this 4-day trip.
Okay.
Can you ask a question for Chris though? Because he's actually very,
Yeah, my feelings are kind of hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
Answer the same question.
This is like
Or open one more. Open one more viewer for Christian.
No, this is good. I want to hear you answer that question.
what I like more about Houston.
Oh yeah.
Houston versus LA.
Or nothing.
Honestly,
Basically just the pros and cons, yeah.
one I loved all the gyms that we went to out here. Definitely I like, especially for me, I like moving around from gyms a lot just to get like a better, like, just so one doesn't become more stale. And I felt like out here, like in the gym in Alphaland especially, like you walk in and you're like you're already stunned just because of the layout and everything, and then you get to where everybody's working out and there's so many people in there that you can bond with and that like you see are working so hard that it just makes you want to go even harder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And on top of that, just like getting to know more people and getting to not that I really couldn't do this in LA, but I'm a lot better at it now, but just creating more genuine relationships here and just being able to do that was just sick, I think. And like, thank you to them three for even letting us be
for real.
here.
Thank you
and,
for letting us stay at the house.
that was definitely like really sick of them to let us do that.
Thanks for the question.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah.
Good question, bro.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it, bro. For real.
Love you, LT.
Later, bro. Love you too, bro. Damn.
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 But
No, that was good,
before
bro.
we
That
wrap
was
up, I
great.
just want to say
No, go ahead.
thank you guys actually, like for real, for letting us stay, driving us around, being cool, fucking actually, chilling,
All right, yo, peace.
having a conversation, fucking driving us around,
Yeah.
hanging out,
Of course, bro.
treating us right.
Of
Nah,
course.
dude, this is
Yeah,
what it's
I
all
mean,
about, bro.
yeah, no,
This is.
this
I
is
wish
truly-
more people had our mentality where we're like, dude, whoever it is, come to town, like let's kick it, let's just get to know each other. It's not like followers and no, like obviously we're gonna create content, but like we just want to be friends before anything. You know what I'm trying to say?
You are who you surround yourself with,
and you got to give people a chance. Like people could think like, oh fuck that guy, like I heard this about him, but like you don't really know them until you give them a chance.
That's the thing too. That you know how many times you can get, whether you do it or if someone does it to you, it's like you have a certain stigma on someone that thought about somebody, you never even meeting them. Then you meet them,
especially in social media.
Yeah, actually, real quick, Chris was talking about some trainer at this gym. He's like, yo, this trainer's always fucking staring at me. I hate this guy. And then I remember when we were leaving, and then he was like, yo, the trainer actually like stalking me. He's actually mad cool. But it's natural. It's
also, what you mentioned, if you, like people just focus on like you see, I don't know, he has 500,000 followers. I just want him to to shoot together or something like that. And then happens what you just said 7 months after you meet again. But if you like focus on making a friendship long term, you're probably gonna shoot million videos. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Simple as that.
Simple as that, man. All right.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, for real. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And look forward to their podcast coming out soon.
Yeah.
All the links for their socials will be in the description.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Shout out Mighty.
Houston does it right. They do.
Hell yeah.
Even though we're all from the East Coast.
Shout out the East Coast.
I still rep Jersey.
See you guys in episode 9. Appreciate it.
Later.
See ya.